Students, in the history first chapter, today we will read about the unification of Germany. Students, Germany was not unified till the 19th century, and the unification of Germany was very complicated process. Now let us read what were the process involved in the unification of Germany. Students, the German Empire was headed by Kaiser William I of Prussia, who was proclaimed as emperor in the Mirror Hall of Palace, which was in Versailles in the year 1871. But before that, before becoming the emperor of Germany, let us see what were the process involved and what were the difficulties which came across the unification of Germany. Students, German unification was a long and complicated process. In the beginning of the 19th century, Germany was not a unified country. It was not a nation state, but it had total collection of 39 autocratic states. Autocratic states means which were under the different rulers. Now, Ottoman Bismarck was the chief minister of Prussia, and he was the main architect of the German unification. He was the person who played major role behind the unification of Germany. But the script of German unification, if you see the main process of the German unification, it was underway as early as during the time of Napoleon. When the Napoleon was ruling, at that time only the unification of Germany almost was under the process. First economic unification was started, which was followed by the political unification. In 1834, a customs union, which is known as Jolovarian, was formed. As per this customs union in Germany, among all those 39 states, there was free movement of goods, capital and people. This customs union was made because in Germany they had 39 states, and all these 39 states they had their own currency, own measuring, weighing, balance. They all were in different units, measurements. So it was very difficult for trading, and merchants used to face lot of problem. So to eradicate all these problem, Jolovarian was formed, and from 39 to 2 currencies were allowed to exist in this union. Means earlier each nation has their own currency, but when the Jolovarian was formed, there were only 2 currencies between all these 39 states. Now, you might have heard the name of Bismarck. He was very much strict toward his policies. That is why he followed the policy of blood and iron in the unification of Germany. He fought totally 3 wars, which took 7 years, which ended in 7 years. The first war he fought with Denmark in the year 1864. The second war he fought in 1866 with Austria, and finally the Franco-Prussian War of 1870-71, which ended the victory of Prussia, and finally the political unification of Germany was done. Because of political unification of Germany, the main foundation of economic unification was also done, and this was achieved only due to the local languages and strong nationalist feeling among the Germans and nationalist culture and traditions of German. Apart from that, there was one more tensions which was prevailing in the European nation, that was Balkan Peninsula. Students, you know very well what is a peninsula. Our country is also a peninsular country, a land which is surrounded by water, three sides, and one side land is known as a peninsula. Similarly, we had a peninsula in the European country which was known as a Balkan Peninsula. Balkan was a region of geographical and ethnic nation which consisted of modern days of the countries like Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia, Slovenia, and Serbia. These all nations were under the Union of Balkan, or you can say under the control of Balkan. And these were slaves at that time. Why these were slaves? Because these were under the control of the Ottoman Empire, which at present we call as a Turkey. Since long, a large part of Balkans were under the control of Ottoman Turks. Despite attempts at modernization and various reforms which was followed by the Ottoman Empire, 19th century saw the weakening of the Ottoman Empire. By the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire started becoming weak because of internal misunderstanding, and many of these Balkan countries declared themselves as independence. But the main reason was that these Balkan states were not having unity among themselves, because of which they were ruled by the Ottoman Empire for a long time. All these Balkan countries having same religious, that is, they were followers of the Christianity, but they don't have unity, so that's why they were ruled by the Islamic country which was known as Ottoman Empire. Balkan states were jealous of each other and hoped to expand at each other's expenses. As they struggled to define their own identities and independence, the European powers took advantage of that, because there were no unity among themselves, they were fighting among themselves. So European countries, the big European powers like Germany, France, England, Spain, they saw very good opportunity among these countries. So to fulfill their own needs and goals, they tried to overcome these countries. Moreover, this was a period of intense rivalry among the European powers over the trade and colonies, as well as naval and military might. During this period, these European countries, they wanted to expand their geographical area. They were controlling the land overseas in Asia and Africa. They were having large areas under their control of trade. So these countries even were increasing their naval and military power. So it became like a rivalry among themselves. They became enemy of each other. And the main reason was when this Ottoman Empire was dismembered, that is, they removed from these Balkan states, it became more big issue. And each power was keen on countering on each other to expand their own area, to expand their own control. Thus, the nationalist tensions which emerged in Balkan, it was because of the national aspiration of the Balkan states on one hand, and on the other due to the imperial design of the European nation. Students, this was one of the main reasons for the World War I also. That's all today's. We'll continue.